Good day, parents and students. You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. A few days back, we started a topic on atom elements, also electronic configuration. That is the way electrons are arranged in the atom of elements. So today we are reaching the conclusion on that topic, and I want to show, so far we learned that elements are made up of atoms. Elements are made up of atoms. Elements are made up of atoms. So when you talk about elements, any element at all, they are all made up of atoms. Also, we learned that atoms contain protons, neutrons, and electrons. These proton, neutrons, and electrons, three types of particles, they are what we call subatomic particles. Every atom contains proton, neutron, and electron. Every atom contains proton or protons, neutrons, and electrons. Now, number of protons in an atom tells us the atomic number of that atom. For example, carbon takes number 6 in the arrangement of the first 20 elements. So it shows that the number of protons in carbon atom is 6, which also forms the atomic number. So atomic number, if they ask what is an atomic number of an atom, of an element, it is the number of protons in that atom. The atomic number is the same thing as number of protons in that atom. If the proton number is 10, that means the atomic number of that element is 10. If the proton number of an element, remember atoms form elements, so when we're talking about element, we're just talking about many atoms forming an element. So if the proton number of a particular atom that forms element is 6, that means the atomic number of that element is going to be 6. So in other words, proton number is equated to atomic number. So when you're asked what is proton, what is atomic number? Atomic number is the number of protons in an element. So when you know the proton number of an element, you'll be able to deduce the atomic number of an element because they're the same, they're equal. Proton is equal to atomic number. So we can deduce number of electrons also. When an atom is neutral, is in a neutral state, you can say that the number of protons is also equal to the number of electrons. That is only applicable to element or atom that is in a neutral state. When you get to chemistry class, you will be taught about this neutral state of atom. So the first 20 elements are the very important personalities or VIPs in chemistry, and the distribution of electrons in these first 20 elements, in their shells, follow this sequence: 2, 8, 8, and 2. Remember, the first 20 elements is numbered 1 to 20, meaning that the last element should be 20, which happens to be calcium. Now, this first 20 elements, last week I taught us that there is a memory song that we normally use to remind ourselves about the way they are arranged, because the arrangement matters. Once you know the arrangement, this form the foundation for your chemistry, to be able to navigate so many topics in chemistry. Like I was saying, an atom normally contains a nucleus in the middle, and this nucleus houses proton and neutron. The proton and neutron of an atom lives or stays or are located inside the nucleus. So the nucleus of any atom contains proton and neutron. And then what happens to the electron? Because like I said, the three subparticles, the three subatomic particles in an atom are proton, neutron, and electron. I just told you now that proton and neutron are located inside the nucleus of an atom, which is in the middle. Now, what happens to the electron? Because I told you that the three atomic particles of an atom are proton, neutron, and electron. And proton and neutron are located inside the nucleus of an atom, which is found in the middle of an atom. Then what happens to electrons, which is the third subatomic particle? Now the electrons are found around the shell. They are found in the orbits that surround the nucleus. They are found in the orbits that surround the nucleus, and this orbit we call it shells. This orbit we call it shells. So it depends on the number of depends on the number of electrons that particular element has. If the electrons are 20, there is a rule that guides the way the electrons are distributed in each of the cells. So the rule says that the innermost shell, that is the one that follows the nucleus directly, that is after the nucleus, the shells that comes after the nucleus, for the first 20 elements can house only 2. Then the shell that follows that one, which you can call the second shell now, can occupy the maximum of 8 electrons. Then the shell that follows it can occupy maximum of another 8 electrons. Remember, we are talking about the first 20 elements, and the shell that now follows, which is the fourth shell, can occupy 2. Now, what we are looking at now is the electronic configuration of calcium, because we say 2 plus 8, that's 10, 10 plus 8, 18, 8 plus 2, 20, and calcium is the last of the elements in the first 20 elements, and the atomic number of calcium is 20, meaning that the proton number of calcium is also 20. And I say in a neutral atom,